Hey everyone, this is another video of trying to do a little bit of cleaning up. It's not going to be a very long video since my phone only has 15%, but everything right here in this side of the basement is my junk. And other than the aquariums which are staying here, I need to do something with it. This is my mother's basement and this is the stuff I need to get out of here. So, when I was a little kid, I used to love collecting wrenches. Anytime I was at a yard sale, I would always haggle with the guy and get any wrench I could. Now I have this container and probably another container of it hiding somewhere. I'm going to go through this. I'm probably going to keep the really good Craftsman ones, certain other ones. When I was a kid, my dad got me this nice shiny set. Obviously, they are Chinese ones, but they're still pretty cool. I'm going to go through there, see what kind of sets there are. The majority of these, the top ones look nice, but the majority of them are actually vintage ones, and I'm probably never going to do anything with them. So a lot of these I'm probably going to have to end up donating. It's just in my way. It's a lot of space. Right here is just a box of miscellaneous random little metal parts. I already went through it. That flashlight's broken. This is ancient. I'm not going to trust an old thing like that. This is from when I took apart a dryer. These are all parts. I used to love taking things apart. There's a vacuum cleaner, I think from the 1930s. I have a video of that thing working. 20 bucks at a tag sale, and now I don't know what to do with it. Back there, if you've ever seen my vintage product reviews, these are all cleaners, pesticides. Look at this. Off from the 1960s. Still pressurized and everything. Still works. No, that's not from the 60s. This is from the 80s because of the barcode. Obviously, it should say exactly how old it is. I have one actually from the 60s. Is it this one? Yes, this is the one I believe from the 60s. Back before barcodes even existed. Yep. So I have a lot of other things that have to go. Here's a pressure cooker. I wonder what's in it. Hopefully the gauge. In here is some more stuff that can be donated with a bunch of those older wrenches. I only kept these cups because they were good for some vintage videos, and I'm still going to keep them. These are styrofoam cups out of the 1980s. Right here, when Kmart was going at a sale, I bought this whole bin here for like $2. I thought I could use them as stickers, you know, because I'm too cheap to buy tape. Well, I was at that time anyways, too cheap to buy tape. Now I have a whole bunch of these. Can't really use them at a yard sale unless you crossed out the 99. It's kind of weird. I guess you could. Yeah, so I'm going to probably get rid of all those stickers. There's a good padlock down there, though. Here's some cool placemats. That's about it. And a cast iron pan, I'll probably keep that. This stuff I already decided I'm keeping. This I pulled off of some old gas furnace. I think I kept this because that company's now out of business. Warm morning from the furnace. Look at this. This is from when I was doing those 1,000-degree glowing ball videos. I'll probably keep that too. Just a clipboard. There's a fountain in there. Now, guys, what should I do with this? I really don't know what to do with this. I have all these gray containers here. See, all over there, too. There's also a couple out in the garage. Guess what's in those? There are probably well over 1,000 framed pictures of myself when I was a little kid. And I feel bad getting rid of them because my dad spent so much time doing that, so much money putting into those. His house, you literally couldn't see the walls. He had so many random pictures hanging up. They were on every shelf, and he was a heavy smoker, so they were all covered in a thick residue of this yellow dust, and it's so hard to clean off. I still have books from him that if I open it up, I can still smell cigarettes inside them. And they've been away from them for 5 years, some of them. If we look down here, see, it's all pictures of me as a little kid. These are ones that my mom started cleaning that don't have the cigarette residue and decade of cat hair. Yeah, just bending over, I can still smell cigarettes. That's good. That stuff, it permeates everything. I remember one time when I was a little kid, my dad actually, he gave me cologne and said I should probably wear it like in school and stuff. Kids told me I smell like cigarette butts. It penetrates through plastic containers. It makes water after a while. Tastes like cigarettes. Yeah, back here, see, they all say CVS. That's because when I was a teenager, I used to dumpster dive, and these really nice containers were in there. CVS doesn't really sell much for perishables, so it never was really a stinky thing. I mostly would go there because all their returns went in the dumpster, and most returns don't have anything wrong with them, so I used to dumpster dive them. Yeah, you see back here, this is what cigarettes do to a house. That's not even cat hair. That's a decade's worth of smoking and dust. Look how disgusting that is. Ah, man, my camera's battery's too low to use the flash, but you get the picture. Everything is like this. Really brown, but if you scrub it with a toothbrush for like 20 minutes, each of these, that'll brighten up. That's what cigarettes do. I remember I cleaned my father's windows in his house once. He thought the frames were like some weird yellow color from the 80s. No, they were white when I cleaned off all the vinyl windows. Yeah, look how disgusting some of these picture frames are. That's what smoking cigarettes can do. It destroys buildings. And that's actually called third-hand smoke, which is supposedly more dangerous than second-hand because it chemically changes when it's exposed to sunlight and oxygen over the years. And this stuff over here is not mine. There's a bunch of drippers right there, too. So, what would you guys say to do? Someone told me take all these pictures out of the frames, sell the frames, and scan all the photos so there's at least a digital copy of them. Because this is a lot of stuff to store. And what you're seeing here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's at least 8, maybe 9 of them here. That's like half of them. There's more outside. I'm not sure what to do with them. So many vintage pictures of myself in there. But they're really cool frames sometime. Maybe sometime I'll make a video just showing the frames when I come back to actually go through these. This is a pair of snowshoes I plan on using in a video coming up soon. I want to go out, and Maine now has over 2 feet of snowpack, so I want to go out and do a camping video in the middle of nowhere. I think I'm going to use these to walk out like a half a mile off one of the remote logging roads so I can do a camp. So yeah, there's a lot of other weird random stuff around here that I'm still going through. There's a nice trivet in here, a nice meat tenderizing hammer. This would be really cool for getting rust off of something, put it in a powerful drill. But I'm trying to downsize a lot of this garbage and get rid of anything I don't need, because this is how you become a hoarder. You have a box like this. Look at it. There's a million things in here, right? Who knows how many times in your lifetime this could help. But the thing is, when you actually need it, are you going to remember this box exists? And the majority of this you're never going to use, so I literally don't even want to go through that. I'm just going to throw it out. So right here are my aquariums. I don't have them anymore at the moment. Someday I might get back into that. Back in the corner here is a bunch of stuff from when my dad worked at the veterinary clinic. Most of it's expired and I should get rid of it. Look at this. Iguana bath. He had a 6-foot iguana at one point. This is definitely... The iguana died in like 2006. So this stuff is already vintage. Look at all this stuff. To kill mites on a bird. To clean snakes. This is pretty modern, and I'll probably keep that in case I ever... It's like for treating ick on fish. But most of this is just garbage. Vintage products from the past. Down here is... Look at this. All these containers of 30-year-old surgical scrub. I opened them up a few years ago. They still smell good, but what am I ever going to use 30-year-old surgical scrub for? Unless it's the apocalypse, I'm not going to trust this. All this should go right in the trash right now, I think. In here, a whole bunch of medications for, like, drops and stuff. Right here's a bunch of surgical, what do you call them? What's the long pole with the knife on the end? Surgical knives for like cutting flesh. Those will never go bad. I'm still keeping those. Up here, a whole bunch of boxes of razor blades. Yes, the box looks horrible, but the razors are individually packed inside smaller boxes inside of that. So they're like triple packed. I'm definitely keeping all that stuff. But the surgical scrub, I think we're going to go ahead and just plop all that in the trash. Who needs 30-year-old nasty surgical scrub? I don't even know why I took that from my dad's house when I was cleaning it out. Over here is more boxes. Look at that. These actually came in handy from Kmart. You see, those ones actually you could put your own price. That came in handy for a recent tag sale. Right here is a box of random stuff too that'll probably go in the garbage. This is a broken pellet gun or a broken BB gun. It's completely broken. It's not even worth anything as parts. Those things come off an assembly line so cheap. It's not worth it. That fan is really cool though. I like this because this thing here, unlike most fans, this thing, the way it works is when you have it on oscillate, this entire grate turns, and you see how it's angled? The entire grate spins around, and that's how it moves the air current. I thought that was really cool, and I had to buy that at a tag sale. And I also love this TV. I don't want to get rid of that 80s TV. It still works fine. It's in perfect condition. Up here's my Jacob's Ladder transformer and stuff. Right here's the fish tank not too long ago. If you saw my video, we trimmed all this. And it's already growing back tons. Give that like 4 more months. There'll be no open water space. Pothos takes off an aquarium so much. In fact, last night, I overfilled it an inch. And the Placo went up and ate all the algae it could. I'm thinking at some point I'm going to, just overnight, raise the water up to like the top. So that the Placo can go through, clean up everything, and then I'll drop it back to normal again. Yeah, this Placo loves this tank. Look at that, it's 80 degrees in there. I'm thinking that what I might do is, in a couple months when I have to trim this plant again, I trim it back so it's like a little stub. And through the course of a year, it overcrowds the tank. The roots overcrowd the water. I'm thinking I might back up, put a trail camera on this thing, taking a picture of it every day for a year. I think that would be pretty cool, watching that expand through the tank. And I also replaced the light bulbs in this thing after years of them flickering, and they finally went out. These are a specialty light bulb I had to buy on Amazon because it's like 2 inches smaller than standard size. Couldn't believe it was 40-something bucks for just the two. Just replaced those. That's not my pool table lamp. I just replaced those for my mother. So this is stuff that I've been just keeping here in her basement since I was like a 10-year-old, and I need to get it out of here because that's not right, leaving all this junk sitting around. So I'm thinking the majority of this I'm probably going to throw out, and certain things I'm going to keep. I think we better throw all this stuff out. And I don't mean right in the trash. I mean like the wrenches I don't want. That's going to get donated because I know here in Western Mass there is a, what do you call it? There's a transfer station around here, and there's a tractor trailer full of free stuff. Anyone going to the transfer station to dump off their garbage to be buried in a landfill, you can put anything you think is salvageable in one of their tractor trailers, and anyone else can come and look through it and take whatever they want. I'm going to probably throw it in there. It's a free donation site in Western Mass. Alrighty. Just doing a little bit more cleaning up.